All right, testing, testing. All right, it is 8:09, almost 8:10 on Tuesday the 25th, and we are ready with Breakers Club number 2 from 2026, night number 3. As we have been doing for the past 3 weeks, and will continue to do so for 2 more weeks. We are in the middle of a massive group break. Each week, we open up several boxes, and at the end, I'll sort all of the cards out, and then whoever has whichever teams will get the cards from their team. Tonight, we will be breaking 4 boxes of a variety of products. You can sort of see them here, but I'll show them close up. We have 1999 Fleer Sports Illustrated. This is a retail box. You can only buy it as a box. Not really a blaster, but kind of, sort of. So that's one. We will be breaking a 2025 Topps Archives. This is a blaster with 4 exclusive black parallels. We will also be breaking a 2026 Donruss box, blaster, I should say. This should have a hit inside, something that Donruss has been doing. And we also have a big hobby box of 2025 Topps Stadium Club, and that should also have an autograph. So that is what we are going to break this evening. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Nimbus. Good evening, / Mike. And good evening, JC. Yeah, we're going to jump right in tonight. I'm starting a little bit earlier. Hopefully we'll get done. Not too late. Got work now in the morning. So let's just dive right in, shall we? All right. We're going to start with the Sports Illustrated. I've opened, there's a few different Sports Illustrated sets. I always get confused which one is which, if I'm being honest. But I like these a lot when they were released back in the 90s. And we have not really a box topper because it was underneath, but a fabulous 40s Albert Bell going to the no, I thought White Sox, but no, going to the Orioles. Very clearly marked Orioles card, even though he's in a White Sox uniform front and back. That is going to Baltimore. So that will be going in Mike's stack. And just to make sure there's nothing else here. Yep, there's your empty box and your giant hunk of styrofoam. All right. So let me get the box out of the way and the styrofoam out of the way. And let's jump right in. Good evening, Andy. Glad you could join us. This fabulous 40s, by the way, I don't know if I can get the light to shine on it right there. You can sort of see it's embossed up there. And actually, the player jersey, kind of a pretty cool card, actually. Looks like there were 13 in the set. So this one is going to the Orioles, which I'm going to actually sleeve that and make a note just so I don't miss it. Since he is in a White Sox uniform, but very clearly marked Baltimore. All right. Let's jump in, shall we? So, Pack Wrapper says, look for Diamond Dominator cards, 1 in 90 packs, Diamond Dominator hitters, 1 in 180 packs, and 180 base card set. There's the Team 2000 I guess it looks like that's actually part of the base set. Inserts, headliners, 1 in 4, ones to watch, 1 in 12, fabulous 40s, 1 in 20. Diamond Dominators, again, I just read 1 in 90 for pitchers and 1 in 180 for hitters. So you have a chance to get something kind of rare. But the design of these, I'm a huge fan of. Kind of like a cross between Stadium Club and Fleer Focus and Fleer Impact. Sets that came a little bit later. Just a bit thicker cardstock. Really like these. Get an alternate photo on the back. Oftentimes the back photo is just as good as the front. So there you go. So our first card is Jason Giambi for the A's. We've got the Team 2000 for the Reds. All three of these guys were useless as far as baseball players go. We have season highlights. Dennis Martinez, all-time winningest Latin American pitcher. Pitched for quite a long time. This would have been a great pullback in the late 90s. Mr. Kerry Wood for the Cubs. We got Andrew Jones. He was just in Williamsport, I believe, this past week. Didn't see him myself. And Pedro Martinez for Boston. JC says using different photos front and back, what a concept. Yeah, these are nice. I'll show some of the backs as we go through as well. We have Brett Saberhagen for Boston. Juan Gonzalez for Texas. We have a season highlight, Roberto Alomar, 1998 All-Star Game MVP. And it gives you a little bit of information about that. Going to Cleveland, even though he was Baltimore. We have our first insert. It's headliners, Mr. Frank Thomas. I always liked these as a kid. They have like a matte finish to them instead of a glossy finish. The headliners itself is in foil. So it kind of feels like you're holding newspaper. Kind of, sort of. Frank Thomas for the White Sox, though. Big fan of that set. We got Tom Glavine for the Braves. And behind him is Jeff Kent. And again, a lot of headshots on the backside. A lot of confused looks from the players. I always found some of those funny. I'm a fan, like I said. For the Mets, we have their Team 2000, Masato Yoshi, Mike Kincaid, and Jay Payton. Probably not the strongest trio either, but better than the Reds. Here's a good one. Tony Gwynn for the Padres. What a nice card of Mr. Tony Gwynn. And look at those stats on the back. Those batting average. Career average at that point was 339. We have postseason review, Yankees versus Indians. This is David Wells, so that will go in the Yankees pile. Jeremy Burnitz for the Brewers. Of course, you can't break a late 90s without finding a Quinton McCracken for the Rays. And Edgar Renteria for the Cardinals. Andy asked, did I make it down to any Little League games? Yes, I took my son and my dad, and we went down. When did we go down? Last Friday. We went down last Friday. We caught the ending of two different games. We kind of were hopping between the two stadiums, and then we watched the first few innings of a third game before we ended up heading home. But we were down there for quite a while. We had a good time. It was very crowded. It was the night Pennsylvania played New Jersey, which we did not stay for that game because we would have had to just sit in the stadium for about 2 hours to even have a seat before the game started. All right, we got the Astros 2000, Mitch Molesky, Mike Grozanich, and Darrell Ward. At least I've heard of Darrell Ward, so 1 for 3. We got Ron Coomer blowing bubbles and sitting by the fence. Again, these are just sort of fun cards. We have batting average leaders, Larry Walker and Bernie Williams. This is just a base card, so I'll randomize that between the Rockies and Yankees when I sort. Juan Encarnacion for Detroit. Roberto Alomar for Cleveland. And I think what I'll do when I sort these is actually flip them over so I'm not looking at the uniforms and, of course, go by the listed team there. And love this shot. I don't want a whole set like this, but having the occasional card, that is a really nice Sammy Sosa and a really great way to show meeting the ball in front of the plate. Love that card. Going to the Cubbies. If you haven't seen that one, that's a great one. Again, really nice base cards in this set. I try hard for Breakers Club to have, at least in my opinion, at least a couple sets with nice base cards. So that was the point here. We got Todd Stahlmeyer becoming the first pitcher to bat 8th in a lineup in 19 years for the Diamondbacks. We have Matt Stairs signing a pennant for the A's. We have another season highlight. Tony Clark, third game home run from both sides of the plate for Detroit. We got Mo Vaughn, who looks like he's hitting a moonshot for the Angels. And we got the captain, Derek Jeter, turning double play for the Yanks. And another great shot. I don't know whether I like McGuire's shot or Sosa's shot better. Of course, they were two of the biggest stars around this time. But going to the Cardinals, Mark McGuire. What a gorgeous card. I do love that. JC says, is anyone here pictured in their actual listed uniform? It is a pain to sort these. I will be flipping them over for sure. We have Brazers Cubs, Greg Maddux for the Braves. We got Mark Grace with a nice dive. I feel like the cropping or the focus could have been just a little bit higher, but still a pretty cool shot, Mark Grace. We got Chipper Jones. Looks like he's tagging out a Cub. I can't tell who that is. I don't remember seeing that. That's a nice card. We got another one of the headliners. This one being Mark McGuire. Second one of those. We got Moises Alou for the Astros. Look at all that dirt flying. Love cards like that. And Rolando Arroyo for the Rays. Still nothing super rare, but we've been pretty lucky so far in the group break, so we'll see what happens. We got more postseason review. Padres versus Astros, Jim Leyritz. We got another season highlight. Roger Clemens records 3,000th strikeout. We got the Blue Jays Team 2000. Much stronger start here with Roy Halladay, and then they have Tom Evans and Kevin Witt. But Halladay carries that team for sure. Bobby Higginson for Detroit. Bernie Williams for the Yankees. And for the Braves, Andres Galarraga. It looks like he just struck out. He looks disappointed. I wish that Fleer as a brand were still around, but I wish that Sports Illustrated as a set was also still around. I really like these cards. Saves leaders, Trevor Hoffman and Tom Gordon. We got another postseason, this time Sterling Hitchcock for the Padres. There's our Tim Salmon sighting for the Angels. Denny Nagel for the Reds. Bartolo Colon for Cleveland, another neat shot there. And Al Leiter for the Mets. Season highlights. We got Cal Ripken Jr. We got home run leaders Griffey and McGuire. Carlos Delgado for the Blue Jays. Another headliner, Mike Piazza for the Mets. Flip that over just to make sure. Yes, it is in fact the Mets. There's a nice Nomar for the Red Sox. And Travis Fryman for Cleveland. Just a couple packs left. We got the Team 2000 for the Cubbies. Let's see how they made out. Jason Maxwell, Jose Nieves, and Jeremy Gonzalez. I think all those three of those guys had at least a cup of coffee in the big leagues. Not sure about the first one. Jason Maxwell. I feel like I've heard of him. We got Cy Young Award winners, Tom Glavine and Roger Clemens. We got Jim Tomeg giving a thumbs up for Cleveland. There's a nice Robin Ventura play at the plate. Love that. Livan Hernandez for the Marlins and Tony Clark with a majestic swing for Detroit. Only 2 packs left. We got the Team 2000 for the Pirates. Aramis Ramirez, Sean Lawrence, and Abraham Nunez. At least 2 of those guys played, and Ramirez played for quite a long time, though not with Pittsburgh very long, I don't think. Let's see. We got the 40-40 club welcoming A-Rod. Season highlight. The Royals, Jeremy Giambi, Dermal Brown, and Chris Hatcher. Well, 1 out of 3, I think, there. Kevin Brown for the Dodgers. Larry Walker, Colorado. And Matt Williams for Arizona. All right, this is our final pack for this box. Can we pull one of the rare inserts? We got something shiny back there. We have Sean Green, which is an amusing image. Not quite sure what's going on there. Looks like he's maybe caught in a pickle. Is that what's happening? For the Diamondbacks, we have Ben Ford, Brian Corey, and Danny Clausen. I don't know any of them. For the Giants, Ramon Martinez, Armando Rios, and Wilson Delgado. Again, maybe not the highlights. We have a ones to watch. Now, those are seeded 1 in 12 packs. So sort of a box hit because this had 12 packs in it. It is Bobby Smith of the Rays. I don't know that he was one to watch for very long, but there you go. The Rays getting a nice insert anyways. We got Kenny Rogers for Oakland. And finishing us off, how about a Will Clark for Baltimore, despite being featured as a Ranger there, going to the Orioles. So there you have it. That is Fleer Sports Illustrated 1999. Again, it's a set I like. Fun set. Nothing, incredible, but still fun. All right, let's go. We'll save the Stadium Club till last. So let's do this guy next. So this is 2026 Donruss, which should have a hit in it. You get actually 90 cards in a blaster, so much more generous than your typical blaster these days. Along with a relic or autograph is what you're supposed to get. Of course, it is modern cards, so we're not going to know any other odds, but that's what the inside looks like. A bunch of big, thick packs. There's your empty box. I'm just going to collapse that. I guess there actually is some information about the various insert stuff, but I'm not going to bother trying to read that in real time. All right, so we've got, what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 6 packs, each pack with 15 cards. So they're nice and chunky, which is, well, they don't open nicely, but they're chunky. There we go. All right. Your first pack begins with Satchel Paige. Next, they're going to go every which way, aren't they? Sungmun Song for San Diego. We got Tomoyuki Sugano for Baltimore. Jace Jung, Detroit. We have a Jimmy Fox parallel for Philly. We've got Kevin Youkilis, Boston. Mike Piazza as a Met. Darryl Strawberry, also a Met. We got Nick Kurtz, good one for Oakland. Dick Allen for Chicago. And then we get to some shinies. We've got an Optic George Brett for the Royals. And we have some sort of Optic parallel. This is Madison Bumgarner. It's not numbered that I see, but there's some sort of sparkly parallel going to the Giants. That's kind of a cool card. And then we've got Elite Series Deion Sanders for my Reds. Also not numbered, even though there's a box down there where it looks like it should be. That's kind of cool. And Hagen Smith, rated prospect for Chicago. And another Chicago, Braden Montgomery, rated prospect. So again, lots of cards in each pack here. And I always think Donruss is a fun rip, especially for group breaks, because you never know what you're going to end up with. Speaking of, how about Bo Jackson for the Royals? And then we got Dylan Cruz, Washington. Yogi Berra, New York. Jason Varitek, Boston. Yadi Molina for St. Louis. We got another Deion Sanders. This is the rocket ship emojis, I think. That's what that looks like to me. So it's a Deion Sanders hot box. Sammy Sosa, Cubs. Ken Griffey, Mariners. Cameron Schlittler, Yankees. There's a nice Chase Burns for my Reds. Oh, here is the promised auto. It is a Brewer Josh Noth, Signature Series. Maybe some sort of parallel because it's bright green. I'm not sure. Not numbered, but going till Milwaukee. So Uncle Ben. I do not know if Uncle Ben is in the room tonight, but there you go, my friend. A Brewers hit. And I'll sleeve that in just a second. I'm glad we got an auto instead of a relic. Got Carter Jensen Optic rated rookie. That's a nice one for Kansas City. Brandon Montgomery rated prospect Optic. Blake Carlson for Chicago. And Gavin Klein for San Francisco. Let me sleeve Mr. Noth. So there we go. I've never heard of Josh Noth, but maybe he's good or will be good. Still happy that there was an auto. All right, next pack, Mariano Rivera for the Yanks. Luke Keiskell, Minnesota. Michael Young, Texas. Cal Ripken for the Orioles. We've got a Ken Griffey Jr. parallel for Seattle. Very nice. Cam Smith, Houston. Randy Johnson, Seattle. There's a Pudge sighting. We didn't get a Pudge in our 99 box, but we got one in our 2026 box, so you never know. For Texas. Bubba Chandler, nice red rookie for Pittsburgh. Bryce Eldridge, another good one for San Fran. We got a Don Mattingly Optic, which is pretty sweet. We've got a orange or gold Tony Perez. Again, not numbered here, but pretty sharp looking for my Reds. And how about this guy? A Crunch Time Aaron Judge. That's kind of a cool cereal box insert looking thing. I like that. We got Chase Shores for LA and James Tibbs III, also LA. All right, not bad. Hey, Ben is in the room. Good evening, Ben. Yeah, I don't know anything about Josh Noth, but it's a nice looking card. I'm guessing you didn't have one of his autos up till now. Here's another Brewer, Brandon Sproat. Heard of him at least. Madison Bumgarner, San Fran. We got Colt Keith for Detroit. It is annoying the cards go every which way. Dave Winfield, San Diego. Heston Kjerstad for Baltimore. We have another rocket ship emoji card, Braden Montgomery for Chicago. That's our second one of those. And another parallel, Aiden Miller for Philly, rated prospect. Colson Montgomery base, Chandler Simpson for the Rays, Elston Howard for New York, Frank Chance for Chicago. We got an Optic Reggie Jackson and a Optic Colt Keith for Detroit. Travis Bazzana, rated prospect for Cleveland, and Caleb Bonnemer for Chicago. JC says, we'll always take an actual auto over points or napkin. Agreed. I agree totally. Kazuma Okamoto for Toronto. A-Rod for Texas. James Wood for Washington. Tatsuya Imai for the Astros. Jonathan Tong for the Mets. Brandon Sproat, parallel for Milwaukee. Good box from the Brewers. Marcelo Mayer, Boston. Bryce Matthews, Houston. Mike Schmidt, Philly. Another Tony Perez, this time just regular base. We got Hae-Sung Kim, Optic for LA. And a Brendan Summerhill, Optic for gold, orange Optic for the Rays. Very nice. And how about another Dion insert? Diamond Marvels, Deion Sanders. And then we got Kalen Culpepper for Minnesota and Kyson Witherspoon for Boston. All right, and we're down to our final pack out of this box. A lot of cards, though. 90 of them. We got Albert Pujols leading us off for St. Louis. Leo DeRocher for Chicago. There's a nice Ricky Henderson for the A's. We got George Brett, Kansas City. And here's another nice one. Jim Thome, rocket chip for Cleveland. We've got Angel Ganoa? Ganao? I don't know. Rated prospect for Cleveland. That one is numbered. 68 out of 299 for Cleveland. Cleveland is on my list somewhere. Level Brick Blow has Cleveland this time. So there you go, my friend. 68 out of 299. I will sleeve that in 1 second. We got Pie Trainer for Pittsburgh. We got Benyang Kim for Arizona. Jose Canseco, Oakland. Dwight Gooden, Mets. There's a nice Aaron Judge optic for the Yankees. And a Charles Davelin for LA. Parallel there. Not numbered. Nope. We have a Bomb Squad Reggie Jackson for Oakland. That's a cool card too. Like those. Leo DeVries for Oakland. And we rounded out with Tade Southacini for Atlanta. Never heard of him. But he's a prospect. And he's rated. We don't know what he's rated, but he's rated. All right. So there you have it. Pretty fun box. Again, went through it fairly quickly tonight. That happens now that I'm back at work and have to make sure I have my ready for the next day of teaching. But there was the auto, and then we did pull out of 299 Mr. Genoa, I don't know. Not sure how we say it, but for Cleveland, plus a slew of other parallels and optics and stuff. So all in all, a nice mix of stuff, and I think most teams represented there, hopefully. Certainly feels like they were. And next up, we're going to move to archives. Get a little water. All right. So I'm pretty excited about this one. Mostly because I think archives are usually a fun rip. This promises 4 exclusive black parallels. Doesn't really promise much else. It does say limited autograph versions of select inserts, but no real odds or likelihood of pulling something like that. But we'll see what happens. And we should get 56 cards according to the box in total. So that's what the inside of that looks like. If I dump them out, there's your empty box. And let me just collapse this box and get it out of here. All right. So there's all your packs. And let's dive in, shall we? So this is 2025 archives. We've had great luck with archives in the past, so hopefully that luck continues today. We will start with a Padre, Jackson Merrill. Josh Jung for the Rangers. Marcus Semien. I don't love this design, really, for Texas. Aaron Judge. Do like that card for the Yankees. We got a Freddie Freeman. Pretty cool Cyber Stats card. They did that during the strike shortened season. They made a back in whatever that was, 94. They made a insert set that simulated the rest of the season stats for players. So that's why they were called Cyber Stats back then. But pretty neat looking card. We got Mookie Betts for the Dodgers. We got Willie Adames for the Giants and Alex Bregman for Boston. And again, I always like the variety in archives, even if I don't love the set design choices for all of them. It's still pretty nice. We got Cameron Misner for the Rays, JC Escara, Yankees. We've got one of those black parallels, Michael Harris, the second for Atlanta. They are not numbered, but they do look sharp. Put him over there. We got Kevin Alcantara, rookie for the Cubs. Matt Olson for the Braves. Brian McCann for the Braves. We got Honus Wagner for Pittsburgh, going old school. And Mick Abel, rookie for the Phillies. JC says this might be the last version of archives we'll ever get. Yeah, Topps has definitely, I don't know, I guess Fanatics has seemingly I don't know. It feels like they've almost tried to kill off a lot of these set collector friendly sets, or make them so convoluted that no one collects them anymore and then kill them off. They've done that with a bunch. I mean, they did that with, Topps killed opening day, and then whatever the other one was, the kid friendly one. Oh my goodness, my brain. They killed that off, and yeah, you're probably right. We got Yadi Molina for the Cardinals, Andrew Jones, Braves, Sterling Marte, Mets. We got another black parallel. I do like the looks of these with the foil board background there. Matt Chapman for the Giants. We got a nice Johnny Bench from my Reds. I do like that card. Miguel Cabrera for the Tigers. Zach Veen, rookie for the Rockies. And Jared Jones for Pittsburgh. Boy, speaking of Pittsburgh, what happened to Skeens? That seems like a royal mess, especially if I were a Pirates fan. Oh, we got Will Wagner for the Blue Jays. Aaron Nola, Phillies. We got Shea Whitcomb, rookie for Houston. Nathaniel Lowe for Washington. We have a Nick Kurtz stand-up, and these are perforated, so one could actually punch that out if they were so inclined. Go into the Athletics. I will not, don't worry, but you could if you wanted to. Jackson Chourio, Brewers. Christian Walker for Houston, and Corbin Carroll for the Diamondbacks. Big league, thank you. I could not come up with that name. Save me tonight. This is my first week back at work teaching, and I can feel my brain is just tired. Adele Amador for the Rockies. Colin Cowser, Baltimore. Our next black parallel is going to the Giants. It's Logan Webb. Kumar Rocker, rookie for the Rangers. We got Edwin Diaz for the Mets. Boy, he's not been any good this year for LA. Kobe Mayo, rookie for Baltimore. Junior Caminero for the Rays. And Drake Baldwin for the Braves. All right, we're down to our final 2 packs out of this. Again, I picked relatively quick boxes for tonight, knowing that I was tired. Oh, excuse me, as I'm yawning. Christian Campbell, Red Sox. There's a Derek Jeter for the Yanks. Stephen Kwan, Guardians. Drew Romo, Rockies. We've got a Marcelo Mayer for the Red Sox, the Boardwalk and Baseball insert. Kind of a nice retro design. Ryan Sandberg for the Cubs. Austin Wells, Yankees, and Seth Lugo, Royals. All right, well, let's see if we have any last pack magic from this blaster. What do we think? Think we have any magic? We have a Brave, Marcell Ozuna. Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks. We've got another black parallel. It's Corey Seager for Texas. MJ Melendez, Royals. O'Neal Cruz, Pittsburgh. CJ Abrams, Washington. Mike Schmidt, Philly. And Spencer Torkelson for Detroit rounds out that blaster. So there you have it. I will quickly recap. Those were sort of the quote-unquote hits of the blaster. Giants, the big winner here with a pair of black parallels. But not bad. Not bad. I'm going to sleeve this Kurtz while I have it out, just to hopefully make sure it doesn't pop itself out. And there you have it. Topps Archives. Perhaps the last Topps Archives. We don't know. All right. That leaves the big one. This is the last one for tonight. And then we'll be back next week with plenty more boxes. In fact, next week, you'll want to make sure you stay tuned because I think I'm going to open the 5-star box next week, amongst others. So I'm pretty excited for that. Don't usually get to bust high-end stuff. And that set, of course, has the chance for some really cool stuff. And there's plenty of not so cool stuff, too. But, you know, it's a lottery ticket. All right. 2025 Stadium Club, we should get one auto in here someplace. So let's pop the cards out, or the packs out, I guess. And we'll make sure there's nothing underneath here. There is not. And I think I'm going to collapse this box too. And that can go away. All right. So we get 8 cards per pack. And we're looking for that one auto, of course. And I guess we'll say good luck to everybody. This is 2025 Stadium Club. And we begin with Will Smith for the Dodgers. Doing some sort of high step. Excuse me. Brent Rooker, Oakland. Bryce Terang, Brewers. Corbin Carroll, glove on head, Diamondbacks. We've got a red foil, Cal Ripken Jr. These are not necessarily numbered, but they're tricky to track down, so nice to get one of the Iron Man. We got Caleb Durbin for the Brewers, Adolis Garcia, Texas, and David Festa, Minnesota. So a solid start to the box, I would say. Anytime you pull a parallel of Cal Ripken, you can't be angry. All right. Royce Lewis, nice shot there, going down the tunnel, Minnesota. Zach Gallen, Diamondbacks. Max Fried, Yankees. We've got another red, Shota Imanaga for the Cubs. And we have a Savage Sluggers, Yordan Alvarez. That's a cool design. Looks like he's sort of in Jurassic Park or something. I like that. Goofy, but it's the kind of goofy I like. Francisco Lindor for the Mets. Chandler Simpson for the Rays rookie. And Spencer Schwellenbach for the Braves. Mike says he likes the Stadium Club. I do too. I'm a set collector at heart, so any set that has nice photography is always going to rank high for me. So Stadium Club, same reason I like the Sports Illustrated earlier. I like interesting photos. Kobe Mayo, nice rookie card for the Orioles. We got McCutchen for Pittsburgh. Kyle Tucker, Under the Lights for Chicago. We got another red, Corbin Burns for the Diamondbacks. That's a pretty sweet looking card, actually. Cam Smith, Houston, blue foil. Again, those are also not numbered, but yep, that's the extent of the parallel, just to change the color of the foil up there. Stephen Kwan, Guardians, and Joey Votto for my Reds, retired great, I guess, already. And Zach Neto for the Angels. Weird to see Votto back in products. Although I guess he was only 1 year removed last year, right? Yeah. So I guess it's not that weird. All right. Michael King, Padres. Sammy Sosa, Cubs. A lot of Sammy Sosa cards tonight. Aaron Nola, Phillies. Our red parallel is Dylan Cease for the Padres. And then we have, in case of emergency, break glass, Christian Campbell, Boston. Another goofy insert, but I kind of like it. Shohei Ohtani, number 58 in the set for the Dodgers. We got Jacob Wilson doing an interview for Oakland. And another Oakland, Luis Severino. That was a strong pack. I don't think I'd seen that Ohtani before. Next up, Cade Horton, Cubs. Derek Jeter, another guy we pulled a bunch of tonight. We got Gunnar Henderson giving a low high five for Baltimore. Well, our red is another nice one, Pete Crow Armstrong for the Cubs. And behind that, we've got an orange foil, I would say, Honus Wagner for Pittsburgh. Not numbered. I think that's an orange foil. Miguel Cabrera, Detroit. Marcus Semien, Texas. And for the Red Sox, Alex Bregman. JC says at least it's not the Toronto Union. I'm assuming you're talking about the Votto, and yes, we speak not of that brief stint. Brooks Lee, Minnesota. Pretty cool card there. Luis Gonzalez, Diamondbacks. Roki Sasaki, Dodgers. We got a red parallel of Nomar Garciaparra. Super Gadget will be happy for that one. We got a yours for the taking, Brooks Lee, Minnesota. Insert. Nolan Ryan for Houston. Mark Vientos, New York. And Logan Gilbert of the Mariners. Next pack. Kind of butchered that one. All right. Hey, we have old Ohtani. Let's get Mike Trout in here too. Get all the Angels past and present. Adley Rutschman for Baltimore. Jimmy Rollins, Philly. Luis Robert Jr. for the White Sox. Randy Arozarena, Seattle. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Dodgers. Augustin Ramirez for the Marlins. And another Dodger, Hae-Sung Kim. All right. Again, nice looking cards. We got David Ortiz, Boston. Max Scherzer, Toronto. Cam Smith, Houston. We got the Big Hurt, Frank Thomas, red parallel. We got a concentration, Chris Sale. These inserts don't do as much. I mean, it's a fine design, but I feel like they need to just go weirder. That's all right. Going to the Braves. Xavier Edwards, Miami. Evan Longoria, Tampa. And Ryan Howard for the Phillies. Let me just move the base back there a bit. It's not an orange, it's a bronze. Okay, thank you, JC. Orange, bronze. Very difficult to tell the difference on that, if you ask me. Ryan Zimmerman. I like that. Dirt flying, chalk flying right there. Good stuff there. Going to Washington. Cole Reagans for Kansas City. Yordan Alvarez, Houston. Ken Griffey Jr., a bunch of nice Griffies going to the Mariners. Dylan Cruz, rookie for Washington. Yes. Salvador Perez, Kansas City. Ozzie Albies for Atlanta. And Logan Henderson, rookie for the Brewers. Next pack. Luke Keiskol, Minnesota. Yanier Diaz, Houston. O'Neill Cruz, Pittsburgh. We've got a Jackson Chourio. That's a pretty sweet shot, too, for the Brewers. Nice red parallel. I like how they made the players sort of pop in the image. Another Savage Slugger. This time it's A-Rod for the Rangers. Still think those are just goofy enough. I like them best. Rafael Devers for San Fran. There's a nice Ellie. Looking up after probably stealing a base. And Jordan Westburg, Baltimore. I don't think that I had that Ellie yet. So that's a nice addition for me. Shota Imanaga, Cubs. Dalton Rushing, Dodgers. Nolan Shanuel, Angels. We got a Juan Soto red parallel going to the Mets. And we have our autograph. It is a nice looking one. Hayden Birdsong, rookie for the Giants. This will be going to Vosbrink. Nice rookie auto. At least it's someone I've heard of. I will see that in 1 second. But first, Cal Ripken Jr. for the Orioles. A really sweet Corbin Burns. Love that for the Diamondbacks. And Pete Crow Armstrong's base card for the Cubbies. So Hayden Birdsong, clearly not the biggest name on the checklist, but again, at least it's someone I've heard of. Yeah, JC says that he can't believe they killed Stadium Club Chrome this year. I feel like they've killed most of the Chrome stuff. They had Alan Ginter Chrome for a little while. That's dead, as far as I know. I mean, Alan Ginter's practically dead. They've pushed it back so late. Connor Norbay for Miami. Nick Kurtz, nice one. Rookie for Oakland. Mike Piazza as a Met. We got Trey Turner, red parallel. We got a Wade Boggs in case of emergency for the Red Sox. Luis Robert Jr. for the White Sox. Dylan Cruz for the Nationals rookie. And Juan Soto for the Mets. I've actually haven't heard anything about Allen and Ginter this year. So hopefully the set's coming out. We got Michael Harris II, Braves. Jazz Chisholm Jr., Yankees. Chase Petty, Reds. We got a Sonny Gray red parallel for the Cardinals. And then we decided that this was a bronze, I do believe, Ronald Acuna Jr. For the Braves. Still looks orange to me, but bronze and orange are kind of the same, aren't they? Hey, there's Sonny Gray's regular base card with like weird spots on it. That did not print right, I feel. Doesn't that look like weird? It's like oversaturated or extra black on it or something. I don't know. It looks weird to me. Bryce Harper for the Phillies and Justin Verlander as a Giant. That will never look right. But there you have it. Next pack. Justin Henry Malloy for Detroit. Dylan Cease, Padres. Kevin Alcantara, Cubbies. We got a CJ Abrams for Washington as our red parallel. And a yours for the taking, Corbin Carroll, Diamondbacks. Cody Bellinger, Yankees. Ben Rice, Yankees. And Chandler Simpson for the Rays. We're down to our final 2 packs tonight. And we got this done in about an hour. A little less, actually, so not bad. All right, we got Jung-Hoo Lee. Kind of, not quite sure what he's, looks like some sort of ballerina move there for the Giants. Hunter Green for the Reds. He's always hurt. Ben Williamson, Mariners. Shane Bieber, Blue Jays. We've got a nice Bryce Harper red parallel. We got Spencer Schwellenbach, Stephen Kwan for the Guardians, and Joey Votto again. I think we already pulled that card, didn't we? And our final pack for this evening begins with Gleyber Torres for Detroit, Bo Bichette, Toronto, Paul Konerko, White Sox, Bryce Terang for the Brewers, red parallel, and a concentration Clayton Kershaw. It's a nice one for the Dodgers. We got Zach Neto for the Angels. Shohei shows up again for the Dodgers. I guess if you're going to get a duplicate, you might as well get a duplicate Shohei. And Jacob Wilson again for the A's. And there you have it. So obviously the duplicates are disappointing. The set is big enough that there should be no duplicates. A lot of reds, 1 per pack, basically. Fair number of other parallels and inserts. And then, of course, our auto was the Hunter Birdsong. So, probably about what you'd expect out of a Stadium Club box. Nothing that knocked our socks off, but a solid box other than the duplicate base cards. But at least one of the duplicates was Shohei, so it could have been worse. Let's see. JC says the full color bleed for the parallels and said the dinky foil name in the corner was the most aesthetically pleasing thing that had been done in a while. I agree. The stupid just changing the foil in the corner, and also it's usually I think they change it for the nameplate, but that's hard to notice, is really annoying. And for my Barry Larkin collection, when Larkin's in the Stadium Club set, I trade for them when I can get them, but it's just like annoying. And I don't know. They don't even like look interesting lined up in a binder page, the different colors, I don't feel. But yes, these look much better with the bright colors as the background. So much better than what they had done. So yeah, I think that's going to do it for tonight. We've got 2 more nights still. Next week, I will hopefully have a little more energy. And like I said, I'm planning to do the 5-star box amongst, we've got 4 to do next week. One is the Fleer Tradition set, which I think I'll just open. I don't think I'm going to go through the whole box on video because it should be the full set. But I'll open the box just so people can get a feel, and we'll look at, a handful of the cards probably. Unless someone really wants me to go through the entire set. I wasn't planning on doing that. Since it's a sealed set, everything should be in there. But that'll be one that I think I'll do next week. We'll do the 5-star next week, and then we'll do a couple of other boxes because we've got 8 left. So we'll do 4 next week and 4 in the final week. So with that said, I think I will say good night for now, and I'll be talking to you later. Thanks to all of you for hanging out. Thanks, Mike. Mike thanked me for the break. Thank you. Thank you for participating. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. All that good stuff. And if you watch after the fact, thank you for doing that as well. And yes, have a lovely evening, and I will be talking to you soon. Again, hopefully I'll have more energy next week.